screen real quick. So we're gonna install Express and Mongoose. So when you're doing with npm, you can do install, and then you can put all the ones that you want to install. So you could do Express, Mongoose, yada yada yada. We're probably gonna end up installing super test in dev mode, probably. Probably that super test, so that we can test our API, maybe Mocha and Chai as well. But yeah. So but let's get started. Let's get started with this. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this screen and I'll just start typing this stuff in. All right, so we're gonna do npm install. Let me see if that's gonna show up. Install Express and Mongoose. Yeah. Hey. There we go. Nice. Let's see. All right, we got that. Let me see. We're gonna do next up. All right, so now we can, so we have all this installed. Let's go to our, crap. Let me do, all right, I can still do it. Git, let's see. Okay. So, I'm gonna do, let me get rid of this right here. I'm gonna do git branch. Let me create the branch now. Git branch, or git checkout. B for branch, checkout branch. And we're gonna do, let's call this branch, I just call it API layer setup. Call that. All right. So now we have a new branch. We are going to, on this new branch, we are going to do a new directory, and I'm going to call this directory. Do I need a directory? No, I don't need it here. I just need main. I'm going to do new JavaScript, and we're going to call this main.js. Add that, and let me see. Am I going to be using const, or am I going to be using the other thing? We'll see. Express equals require express. All right. Oh. Let's see. Express. All right. Require express. Then const app express. And then we're going to do app.use express.json. And then we're going to say app.get, and I'm going to use the lambda instead. Don't like that. Hold on, let me go back. So app.get, and then we're going to go here, comma, async, rec. There we go. That's what I wanted. And we're just going to do a return res.json message. Hello, tech coach Ralph and friends. So this is like the basic of the basic, just to get this started, but then this is all gonna totally change. Wave. Did anybody see the SpaceX thing today? Anybody see the SpaceX thing today? Just curious. All right. Next up, we're going to go to const start equals async. And we're gonna do try app.listen, and we're gonna say that's gonna be on port 3000. And we're gonna do console.log server started on port 3000. All this stuff is gonna change, right? This is just to get our app up and running. And then we're gonna do here catch. Wait, not there. Catch error and console error. Process exit 1. All right, so we should be able to start this. So let's see what happens. And if that starts, then we can get started. Start. They say they should return a promise, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Don't want to do too much shit. Server started on port 3000. Let's go over to this screen. And if we do local host 3000, what? Would you look at them apples? So we have our server started for Express. Let me see. I don't like this looking like that. We'll figure that part out later. But we're good for now. We are good for now. So, let's go to what's next. So on the list, so we have Express set up. Let me highlight that. So we got Express set up. We have Node.js set up. We need to set up a Mongo database. So let's go over here. We're gonna use Docker to do that. I'm not gonna read this whole thing. I'm just gonna go, this is what we need over here. I'm not gonna get a specific version. I'm just gonna get the latest one. All right. So we're gonna do Mongo run. We'll give it a better name than that. And we're gonna install the community edition. Set the port 27017. All right, let's do it. So get some water. Let's see if that one that we can do with the password too. Maybe we do this one right here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do this one right here, where we can set up a username and password for it. So I'm going to create a .env file real quick. .env. We're gonna name MongoDB password or user. We'll call that Urban DB user. MongoDB password. We'll call that UD economic data 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go with that. All right, so that's our password. Now I'm gonna open up a terminal. Open that up, and we're gonna say Docker dash dash run, or nope, Docker run dash dash name, and we'll call that urban dictionary. Okay. Let's say urban dictionary economic data Mongo DB or Mongo. We just call it Mongo. All right, we got that. And then we're gonna say dash D for detach, P for port. We're gonna give it on. I'm gonna put on port 37017, and they're gonna go. We're gonna map that to the port inside the container of that. Say E for Mongo init DB root username equals, and we're gonna copy this username right here. And we're gonna say, let me just copy this password name equals, and we're gonna copy this temporary password that we put here. And then we're going to say MongoDB / MongoDB community server. And we're gonna say latest. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. Well, that sucked. Let me see. So what's the error? It says must be lowercase repository name. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? What did we get wrong in here? Docker run. We have the name of the Mongo container. Run a detach port E. What should be repository name? Oh, I need to put a second E. All right, it's my bad. So I need to put a second E here. All right, there we go with that. Let's try it again. Hey. So Docker PS, we have our database running. All right, so we have our database up. What's next? So let me go and check that off on the list. So we need our schema. So now let's go back to, we're going back to, let's go back over here. So now we are going to, so now we're going to connect to our database apparently. And we're probably like, I'm just gonna get this to work first, and then we're gonna make it better afterwards. But let's go to, because after we get this to work, then we can start putting them in the right place, right? So mongoose equals require mongoose. We have that, and inside of this start over here, we're gonna do. Is that a second try catch? Oh no, it's within this try. Right? So we're gonna do await mongoose dot connect, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do, let's do that for now. And this is gonna be 37017. All this is gonna be externalized anyways, but just so we can get this to work. And I'm gonna say, oh, how do I do this again? For the time, all right. For the time being, I'm just gonna hard code this, but we will optimize all of this in the very, very near future. Colon just want to get this to work first. I'm sharing the screen. So this is what I'm doing, right? So I'm just making this connection to the. So I added Mongoose, right? And I'm making a connection to the database. There's not a database named Mongoose in there though. I should actually connect to the database. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that too. Let's go to Atlas. No, not Compass. So that way we can actually connect to the database so you can see what we're working with here. Let's go to. Let's connect to this right here. So we're connected. There's no databases. Let's create a database real quick. We're going to call this database Urban Dictionary Economic Data. Collection name. Let me see. Economic data terms. Let's try whatever. You can always change that afterwards. So create this database. We have our database. Copy that. Put that in here. Admin. All right, cool. So that should do it. I'm also going to say console.log connect to the database. All right, cool. Let's stop that and run it again. We are connected to the database. Nice. So let me check this off. We got Docker. We got connected to the database. So next up, we need to work on our schema. So let's go and take a look at that. Time is going to run out, but we can start looking. So in this schema, in the model, actually, so I guess they're doing something for dog. So we're gonna do one that's going to match. We're gonna do one that's going to match what we set up over here. Right. So it's gonna be economic data, source of data, the URL to report, the definition. I guess the definition is fine. And then maybe we
lunch break.
Maybe we do the example as another list because we can have multiple examples probably. Yeah, I'll think about that. So I don't know. When I say think of it like a school, that feels like an example. I don't know. We'll figure it out because we can always update the definition anyway. So we'll do that when we come back. All right.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.